Ashton Davis from Cleveland, Tennessee. Qualified for the national tournament last year as a 29 seed. He was an Ivy League champion. No score after 3 minutes with Davis and Doucette. Illinois beat Arkansas Little Rock. It was Iowa over Missouri. And NC State defeated Northern Iowa. Final match in this 9 a.m. session. Doucette, with an early escape in the second period, claims the 1-0 lead. Mike Gray in his 5th season as head coach at Cornell. What a job he has done. Of course, Rob Cole really laid the foundation there before Coach Gray was named head coach, but he has been fantastic. Couple trophies for the Big Red under Coach Gray. Done a really, really good job. Last several years, of course, Yanni Diakomihalis wins his 4th. Vito Arujá, phenomenal as well. One nothing, Connor Doucette with the escape and the lead to the 3rd. And let's send it down to Mark Bader once again with the reigning national champion at 133 pounds, Illinois' Lucas Byrd. Mark?
That's right, we're here with Lucas Byrd from Illinois, 133-pound defending national champion. Lucas, just tech fall, great first-round match. Talk about the atmosphere, the tone, the energy on the bench, and what it's like here rather than sitting in the stands during a regular individual tournament.
Oh no, it's nice to have your kind of teammates behind you. There's that more like team camaraderie of you gotta go get points for your team now, right? There's the individual aspect when it's nationals and you're in the stands in the bleachers with your friend, like your parents, teammates back in the bag. But when you're out here and you're watching every single match, there's more of an incentive to go and score points.
Absolutely. Watching your teammates, which match got you the most excited this morning?
Chris Moore went out and scored a lot of points, and I like how he just kind of wrestles really, really hard. He'll run through a wall if you ask him to.
I love it. There's this other part about the money on the line, and I think the team takedown average, I see #1. Illinois is in first place right now. Is that in the back of your head at all when you're wrestling?
No, not for me. I don't care. I'm going to look to go out every single match and try to score as many points as possible and let it fly.
Right on. You guys are going to wrestle Iowa in the quarterfinals. Obviously, this sets up a big rematch. You lost in the duel. You won the next 2 times against Ayala. And I think when I talked to you a month or 2 ago in the spring, you said, I'm going to have to disguise things, and I'm going to have to do my things, but do them differently.
Yeah.
Or do you think you're prepared to do that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I want to go out. I love to wrestle the best kids in the country. I want to go out and I want to score points, and, we'll see where the cards fall. And every match is going to go out, score points, look to have fun.
Awesome. Lucas Byrd, everybody. Thanks so much, Lucas.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Again, that match, Iowa and Illinois, will take place 5 o'clock Central Time here inside the BOK Center. Doucette still leading at 1-0. Riding time at 40 seconds. NC State awaits. I do not know exactly what the scoring criteria is. Obviously, if Ashton Davis would get a pin. And you never know in this sport. You never know. But Ashton Davis, we know he would need a pin to go to the scoring criteria. Here inside the FloZone, our enhanced stream here at the National Duels Invitational, sponsored by Paycom. Shane Sparks, so glad to have you with us here today. Phenomenal event. I think it's the best thing that's happened in college wrestling in 30 years. This is such a shot in the arm, mid-November. I love it. $1 million purse. If I wrestle Division I and I'm going to be that committed, sacrificing, I want to wrestle in big-time environments against the best guys. Heard Lucas Byrd say that. I just want to wrestle the best guys. That's why you do it. And Doucette's scores a takedown on the edge. And now he is in major decision territory, the #9 ranked heavyweight in the country. Oklahoma State fans on their feet. A lot of orange. No surprise there here in Tulsa. Good mat return there from Connor Doucette. Puts the nail in the coffin with the running time point. 10-2 major for Connor Doucette. And Oklahoma State 22-12 over Cornell. And Oklahoma State will meet NC State. Looking forward to that one. Of course, Iowa and Illinois. First 4 dual meets in the book here at the National Duels Invitational. Look inside the BOK Center here in Tulsa. We will have about 15 minutes before we start the next round of action. But keep it right here. Don't go anywhere. Looking forward to some of these showdowns coming up this next round. I talked about Virginia Tech and Minnesota at the Open. Big match at 125 pounds with Jory Volk and Eddie Van Treska. Looking forward to that one with Virginia Tech and Minnesota. We'll see the 2-seed Nebraska and the 3-seed Ohio State as we get a look at the brackets. Quarterfinals, an all Big Ten affair with Iowa and Illinois, NC State and Oklahoma State as well. Arizona State and Michigan, Lehigh and Nebraska upcoming. Should be a lot of fun to watch those 4 dual meets. Nearly 30 dual meets will be wrestled these next couple of days. Purse is $1 million. Some other takedown scoring incentives as well for another $50,000. Big thanks to Paycom and making this happen. So keep it right here on FloWrestling inside the FloZone. I'm Shane Sparks. We'll be back with more here inside the BOK Center in Tulsa after this. The National Duels Invitational, sponsored by Paycom, here on FloWrestling.
This is where the season gets real. Rankings and reputation do not matter, just who wants it more. 16 powerhouse programs chasing one thing, $1 million legacy. Every wrestler, every point, every second matters. The National Duels Invitational, sponsored by Paycom, live on FloWrestling.
Olympic champion, world champion, two-time national champion. Nobody wanted to face me.
Coach, two-time Olympic champion, four-time world champion, two-time NCAA champion. I wouldn't mind facing you.
Ran. I chopped cores of wood.
I did stadium steps at 2 a.m.
My rope climbing was epic.
Well,
You guys should have a documentary on the History Channel.
Paycom, proud supporter of the National Duels Invitational.
All eyes on the wrestling world settled in on Tulsa, Oklahoma, site of the National Duels Invitational, sponsored by Paycom. The BOK Center getting ready for our next round of action. We'll see the number 2 seed Nebraska and the number 3 seed Ohio State in that mix as well. Looking forward to Minnesota and Virginia Tech. That ought to be a good scrap. Back inside the FloZone here on FloWrestling. I'm Shane Sparks. A pleasure to be joined by Mike Poeta. Hard to believe, Coach Poeta, you're in your 5th year in Champaign. You guys coming off a nice victory. What stood out in the win against Little Rock?
Well, I think what stood out was the award that we got after with getting the $10,000 for the 5 fastest takedowns, and not to like brag about that, but that's what we preach, is getting after the guy right away. A lot of volume, go create openings, and what happened from that, the result was we ended up getting that big check, which was kind of fun.
It's an incredible event. The purse is $1 million, but you're talking about is an extra $50,000 that was thrown in with some takedown incentives, $10,000 each round for the 5 quickest takedowns. The average of that, you guys got that. So $10,000. What's it like to be part of this event? What is this doing for the sport of wrestling?
I love this. This is very cool. Like, we're very grateful for being at this, and it's insanely cool. You don't get together with this many good teams this early. It has like a national tournament vibe to it, so we're really happy to be here.
What's it like to coach a guy like Lucas Byrd?
It's awesome. The expression chip on your shoulder isn't enough for him. He's got 2 chips on his shoulder. He's got 1 on each side. He's mean. He's a guy that he leaves it all on the mat. So he's a pleasure and an unbelievable kid. Where has he improved the most this year compared to where he was last year when he won a national title? I think he started the season out more active. He was shooting a lot more. Sometimes in the past seasons, it's taken him a little time to warm up into it. And at the All-Star duel against Shawver, he didn't play around. He started getting after it right away and showed the world who he was without any waiting. And I think his training, he's been so locked in. There's like a different person when I see him this year in the practice room, like just this aura around him.
You guys last year had a great season. Really good at the Big Tens, went to the national tournaments, had a national champion. Now it is a new season. How would you describe the character of this Illinois team?
I think everybody's a season better. You get better as it goes on. We lost some very valuable guys in the Braun Eagles and Edmund Ruth, but I think people like Colin Kelly and Chris Moore, they're going to fill in those gaps, and it's not going to take them time to get to that level of those guys. I think they're there right now.
Want to go back to the $10,000 check? We got some video of you guys getting that $10,000 check. What are you going to do with this, Mike?
I think I got to ask people around. I think these guys are going to get the best steak dinner they've ever had in their life in Tulsa. So I don't know where to go here, but I think they're going to get that tomorrow night.
You guys have the Hawkeyes up next. What'll be most critical in that battle with Iowa coming up tonight, 5 o'clock right here?
You gotta go create it. You gotta go make it happen. If these guys want to win, they gotta go take it from Iowa. We know that they're not going to fall down. They're going to wrestle hard. So our guys have to be ready for that, expect that. And my guys are good, so they're up for the challenge. So I look forward to it.
Really appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you,
Shane. Good seeing you, Coach Poeta. Mike Poeta, head coach at the University of Illinois. Let's send it down on the floor. Mark Bader is with the head coach of Minnesota, Brandon Eggum.
Yeah, thanks, Shane. We're here with Brandon Eggum, head coach of Minnesota. You're wrestling Virginia Tech first round right now. But the first round just got done. What'd you like? Anything from that first round of matches you saw?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. Some great matches. I love the takedown concept there. The first to get 5 there in the shortest amount of time. That was pretty cool. I was keeping my eyes on that. But, yeah, just to have this great a competition this early in the season, this is really awesome.
Minnesota's always been big on the duels, big on the national duels. What do you like about this competition and the team sitting right here watching the wrestlers go?
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's all about the team, and I think that's important. So you got to bring 16 guys here to cheer each other on. We're going to have different guys still trying to fight for their positions, but this is exciting just to be able to cheer on their teammates, and the team concept is always fun, you know.
Absolutely. Minnesota, Virginia Tech going down here just a couple minutes. Probably the best dual meet of the first round. Anything from this that stands out to you that you're looking forward to?
No, I mean, every match is important here. Our goal is just to get better. I know everybody says it's cliche, but it's the truth. Just trying to get better at this time of the year, and that's what we're looking forward to, all 10 mats.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach Eggum. Back to you, Shane.
Thank you, Mark. Minnesota and Virginia Tech about to scrap in this next session here at the National Duels. One more quick look at this bracket. Ohio State and Wyoming The Buckeyes, the number 3 seed. Arizona State and Michigan. Lehigh, Nebraska as well, and as we mentioned, Virginia Tech and Minnesota up in that top quarter half of the bracket with Ohio State and Wyoming. Iowa and Illinois, NC State and Oklahoma State, those 2 matches 5 o'clock Central Time later this afternoon in quarterfinal action. All right, here we go with Ohio State and Wyoming. Brendan McCrone, a quick takedown for the Buckeyes. Some good depth for Ohio State at 125 with Brendan McCrone. Nick Buzak is coming down from 133. Nebraska and Lehigh. Bottom left, Arizona State and Michigan. Diego Sotelo, new to the Wolverines lineup. Upper left, a pair of All-Americans with Jory Volk and Eddie Van Treska. Big matchup. Mat number 1, upper left. Jory Volk, a transfer from Wyoming. Jory Volk from Lakeville, Minnesota. Off to a quick start, 7-0 record this season. Sheldon Seymour on a single leg on the edge as a single leg shelved against Polar of Nebraska. Minnesota and Virginia Tech on mat number 1. Brendan McCrone looking for some back points. As riding time near 2 minutes. McCrone from Willoughby, Ohio. 2-time Division II state finals, won a state title as a senior. McCrone, 2-time national qualifier for Tom Ryan and the Buckeyes, was 9th at the Big Ten's last March. Over 20 wins, he was 21-11 last year. Volk and Van Treska, All-Americans, scrapping on mat number 1. 35 seconds showing on the scoreboard in the opening period. Sotelo, a 1-0 lead after 3 minutes. Arizona State, the Sun Devils, and the Wolverines on mat number 4, bottom right. Nebraska, the number 2 seed. Unfortunately for Lehigh, several of their really top guys unable to make it. No Ryan Crookham, Luke Stanich out as well. Taylor, their heavyweight, he's out, I believe. Volk starts period on bottom. Eddie Van Treska from Roxbury, New Jersey. won a New Jersey State title as a junior. Two-time All-American. He was 7th in 2023 in this arena, was 5th a year ago in Philly. He was the ACC champion for Tony Roby and Virginia Tech. A lot of buzz around that Virginia Tech program right now. Caleb Henson, their national champion, redshirting this season. Of course, this last month, Bo Bassett and Melvin Miller committing to wrestle at Virginia Tech. Great coaching staff. Tony Roby, hard to believe it, his 10th season already. Assistant coaches Jared Frater, Zach Tonelli, and Jared Hawks. Just a great staff. McCrone and Douglas are 3-3 now at the end of 2 periods. Alan Kohler of Nebraska, a 1-0 lead on Sheldon Seymour. Kohler from Prior Lake, Minnesota, 3-time Minnesota state champion. A redshirt sophomore for Nebraska, taking over for All-American Caleb Smith. Seymour will go on bottom. Seymour an All-American. He was 6th last March. The EIWA champion, 2-time Pennsylvania state champion from Troy, PA. Volk leading it 1-0. Short time, down to 20 seconds in that second period, with those 2 All-Americans on mat number 1, upper left. McCrone has reclaimed the lead on Douglas, 5-3. Diego Sotelo, the Wolverine 125-pounder, up 5-0 with 40 ticks on the clock. That is mat number 4 on your screen. That is bottom right. Mats 1 and 2 across the top, mats 3 and 4 across the bottom. FloZone coverage here inside the BOK Center in Tulsa. It is going to be a glorious day of wrestling here inside the FloZone. What a day. Van Treska goes on bottom here in this 3rd period. Volk working that riding time down. Van Treska's got it at 1:10, so this is huge. With Kohler and Seymour, and looked like Kohler was thinking cradle, and now Seymour's got Kohler in trouble on mat number 3. Down to 15 seconds. So Seymour gets the near fall. The challenge break comes in. They'll get that all sorted out on mat number 3. Kyler Larkin of Arizona State. He is on mat number 4. Bendavino already up 7-0. This is a guy that I am super excited to watch. Bendavino of Ohio State. He is a stud. He's wrestling mat number 2, upper right. Volk and Van Treska. 1-1. Volk able to bring that riding time under a minute. Great work on top for Jory Volk. Kyler Larkin and Gage Botero on mat number 4. Botero leading it 3-0. Great matches, all 4 mats. Volk and Van Treska, each with an escape. And 7 minutes. Not enough time to determine a winner. We'll go to sudden victory on 1. 2 minutes on the clock. As Bendavino continues to pour it on mat 2, now leads it 10-1. Bendavino from Elgin, Illinois, St. Charles East. 4-time Illinois state champ. 18-1 last season during his redshirt campaign. And Sheldon Seymour gets the win over Alan Kohler of Nebraska. Jacob Van D and Mason Ziegler coming up on mat number 3. .30 seconds left in the first period with Botero and Larkin, the Wolverine with the advantage. And it is a tech fall, a first period tech fall. Bendavino exhausting the scoreboard. Hanging up a 17 spot, I believe that was in the first period. Bendavino, keep an eye on him. And we'll go from Bendavino to the 2-time reigning national champion at 141 pounds, Jesse Mendez. Jesse Mendez in that national final fell behind Brock Hardy 5-0 and just stayed composed, kept his poise, chipped away. I remember that first period, he got a big takedown late. But Jesse Mendez, Dan Hodge Trophy contender, no doubt. And Jesse Mendez going to settle it. This is going to be a fall here for Jesse Mendez. He's got him tight. And Jesse Mendez, a 33-second fall, a stick and 6 for the Buckeyes. Ohio State rolling early against Wyoming. And we are tiebreakers here with Volk and Van Treska. Van D, the Cornhusker All-American, with an early lead. That is not Jacob Van D. Believe Jory Volk just hit a reversal. Now we have blood time.
We're in a 2-minute media break on mat 2. Again, after 141 and 174, we'll take 2-minute media timeouts.
It is Omar Ayub for Nebraska. Redshirt freshman for the Cornhuskers out of Dublin, Ohio. 4-time finalist, won titles as a sophomore and junior.
Botero's on the defense end. He's trying to get scrambled.
Great match with Botero and Larkin. Larkin has taken the lead, 10-8, right back in with another leg attack. In between the legs of the Wolverine. Eddie Van Treska on an ankle of Volk. And Volk able to kick away. Another attack. Good defense by Jory Volk. The Gopher circles back in center. Larkin and Botero 10-9. Still over 60 to go in the third period. As they clean up more blood. There you see Zach Tonelli, an All-American at Wisconsin under Barry Davis. As the head coach at Columbia, he was doing amazing things at Columbia. Zach Tonelli is head coach at Columbia. They were doing things last year that hadn't been done in over a century at Columbia.
Those first three.
Yep.
Donnie Pritzlaff,
That's another
head coach. He was two-time national champ at Wisconsin. That was 2 years ago already for Tonelli at Columbia.
Maddox Shockett.
Pritzlaff now in his second season with the Lions. And Jory Volk of Minnesota in a battle of All-Americans gets the win for Minnesota. And the Gophers off to a 3-0 lead on the Hokies. Maddox Shaw wrestling for Ohio State, two-time Pennsylvania State champion out of Thomas Jefferson High School.
Quick. Really was.
That was a major, right? That should have been a major.
Antonio Avila for Wyoming. Avila, redshirt freshman, another 4-time state champ, 4 Wyoming state titles. That is 0-0 up on mat number 2, 40 seconds showing in the first period. Chris Cannon. What a career Chris Cannon has had. Began at Northwestern, then to Michigan, now wrestling at Minnesota. He's just a warrior. I mean, Chris Cannon in mid-season form. Got the shoulder brace on. Guy is just a warrior. Cannon and Campbell. First period. Ayub winning 7-2 with riding time over 1.5 minutes.
Two-time All-American coaching 7th in 2021 and 2022. And 2 previous stats in the question. Same thing for Michigan and
Eden Cement and Pearson Manville scrapping at 141 with Arizona State and Michigan. Mat number 4, bottom right. Shaw's on the board for Ohio State, and now he tacks on a takedown to make it 4-0. Good hard mat return there from the Buckeye. Campbell, the Hokie. First period takedown, 3-0 midway through the first. Ayub and Nebraska looking for bonus points. Here at 133 after Sheldon Seymour put the Mountain Hawks on the board with a decision at 125. Earlier today, it was Illinois, Iowa, Oklahoma State, and NC State with victories. Final on mat number 3. Omar Ayub of Nebraska gives the Cornhuskers bonus points, a major decision at 133, and they take the lead 4-3 on the team scoreboard. I'm going to test myself here just for fun. We'll see. Chris Campbell, I'm going to say he's from Ocean City, New Jersey. Let's see. Big thanks to Jason Bryan for this document he produced with all these stats and figures, hometowns, rankings. Let's see. I always think I'm losing my mind. Maybe right, maybe wrong. Chris Cannon is from Oceanport, New Jersey. I was close. I said Ocean City. Close. Wrestled at Blair Academy. Won a couple of national prep titles. Oceanport, New Jersey. Jason Bryant doing the PA with A.L. Hazlip. So here is Brock Hardy. Made the national finals a year ago. The Big Ten champion Brock Hardy in a tough position against Carter Bailey. But this is where Brock Hardy is so good. He is so tricky, funky. You can have Brock Hardy 99.8% dead to rights. And the next thing you know, he's scored off of you and maybe has you on your back. I know Brock Hardy's from Utah. Brock Hardy from Brigham City, Utah. Wrestled at Box Elder High School, 3-time state champion. Then he went on his Mormon mission before coming to Nebraska. A 3-time All-American. He has been 6th, 3rd, and 2nd. 2-time Big Ten Finals. Was a runner-up in 2023 before capturing that title last March inside Welsh Ryan Arena in Northwestern. He put Vance Vombar of Minnesota on his back and stuck him. Manville a 1-0 lead late in the second on mat number 4. Shaw in control for Ohio State. Here inside the FloZone, inside the BOK Center. National Duels Invitational, sponsored by Paycom.
Ohio State, decision Max Shaw. And Hardy with 4 points on the exposure.
Moving to 157 pounds, Brandon Cannon. Big Ten finalist for the Buckeyes. He fell to Tyler Kasak of Penn State in that Big Ten final.
And a caution on mat number 4.
Ohio State has a really good team. The number 3 seed here at these national duels. But Ohio State, they don't take a second seat to anybody. Really solid team up and down the lineup. Mentioned Ben Davino at 133. Good depth at 125. You got Mendez. Cannon's a hammer. Nick Feldman at heavyweight and All-American. Dylan Fishback in the mix at 184, coming from NC State. Campbell leading Cannon 3-0, 123rd period. Brock Hardy. Turn away from Brock Hardy for a minute. Come back to mat number 3. It's 11-0. Brandon Cannon fell in the blood round. He was the number 5 seed after that runner-up finish at the Big Tens. Was a one-time Colorado State champion at Ponderosa in Colorado. Tom Ryan in his 20th season leading the Buckeyes. Model of consistency. Can bank on Ohio State being top 5 to 7 year in, year out. Of course, they won it all in 2015. Manville has riding time and a 2-1 lead, half a minute remaining in the third on mat number 4. Two cannons on the board in Chris and Brandon next to each other on mats 1 and 2 across the top. Pearson Manville of Arizona State victorious for the Sun Devils. Brock Hardy 14-0 lead with 60 seconds left in this third period. Hardy has a cradle locked up. He's going to look for a fall here. It will be a fall or a tech fall. Brock Hardy with a tight cradle. He gets the stick. The Big Ten champion Brock Hardy puts 6 on the board for the Cornhuskers. Just a really good job. He showed how savvy he is right there. He's up 14-0. He knows if I put him on his back, I got to pin him. He stayed very patient in that cradle, kept good position, and he gets the fall. Brock Hardy. All-American Vance Vombar, Big Ten runner-up. Wrestling for Minnesota, the Hurricane. Tom Crook for Virginia Tech. Cannon adding some more near fall has opened things up on mat number 2, now leading at 12-3. Von Barr from Greeley, Colorado. Windsor High School, 3-time state finalist, 2-time champ, 2-time All-American for the Golden Gophers, pair of 8th place finishes. 8th in Kansas City and Philadelphia. Off to a 7-0 start this season. Tom Crook from Tampa, Florida. Look at our Paycom pin cam, the cradle from Brock Hardy. Gives the Cornhuskers 6 at 141 pounds. Brandon Cannon, your winner on mat number 2 for the Buckeyes. Ohio State extends its lead over Wyoming. Nikade Zinkin on the mat for Nebraska. Zinkin wrestled at Clovis. 4-time California State placer, winning titles as a junior and senior. Good scramble to close out the first period with Von Barr and Crook. The Gopher and the Hokies scoreless after 3. Looking forward to this match on mat number 4 with Caleb Larkin and Lachlan McNeil. Man, we've seen some really good matches. Lachlan McNeil, a 3-time All-American in his first season in Ann Arbor. Earned those 3 All-American honors at North Carolina. Wrestled at Wyoming Seminary. He's from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So here's McNeil, single leg, big opportunity here with 45 seconds in the first period. McNeil looking to finish this single leg. See the flexibility there from Larkin. He continues to defend and fight the position with 25 seconds. McNeil stays with it. Limp arm out. Now not a whole lot of real estate available. Now he's on his knees. And Larkin fights the hands. Final seconds, first period. And Larkin fought that a long time to keep it 0-0 after the first. Von Barr 1-0 on mat number 1. Sloan Swan leading Ethan Byrd in 3-0, 40 seconds first period. Mat number 2, upper right. Larkin goes underneath to begin the second period. And Larkin gets a reversal for the 2-0 advantage. Anthony Evanitsky for Lehigh. From Scranton, Pennsylvania. He wrestled at Wyoming Seminary, off to a 4-0 start this season. National Preps champion, couple-time Pennsylvania Independent State champion. Zinkin and Evanitsky 0-0 to the second period. The Mountain Hawk starts on bottom. Get a look at Jay Jaggers, upper right, and Bo Jordan. Jay Jaggers, a two-time national champion for the Buckeyes, part of Tom Ryan's staff. Logan Stieber in that mix as well, the four-time national champion. Impressive showing from Caleb Larkin of Arizona State, 5-1 lead. Really good defense in the first period to keep it 0-0. And a crooked 5 spot for the Sun Devil here in the second. Hard-fought match with Vombar and Crook. Vombar 1-0 lead. He's got riding time at 46 seconds as they restart with 1:09 remaining in the third. Shane Sparks, FloZone Dual Center here on FloWrestling. See action of all formats on the floor of the BOK Center here in Tulsa. Vombar takes riding time over 60 seconds. Crook with an escape, so it's 1-1, but the Gopher with riding time over a minute. Expect some big-time action and urgency on mat number 1 upper left. They're at 35 seconds. Vombar, nice job drifting back to the center, keeping territory. Crook works off a collar tie, but into an underhook from Vance Vombar. And Crook now in position to score the takedown. He's got both ankles and gets the takedown with 15 seconds left. And now Vombar looking for the reversal. He gets the reversal, and with that, will push riding time over 60 seconds. This is going to be 4-4 to sudden victory. Can you believe it? Final 15 seconds of regulation was pure madness. It is 4-4 sudden victory. That is upper left on mat number 1. You saw the reaction from Tom Crook. That was incredible. You just can't stop competing. Look at this. Every single second matters. Because of that, Vombar gets the riding time, which he had to have. One more second, and Tom Crook wins this thing. Gotta be honest, I know you gotta get it right, but I just don't like these pauses. Both guys get the breather, but situation here, both these guys, love to know what the mental dialogue is between the ears. Gotta stay poised, reset. This has been just a really good scrap with Vombar and Crook. Two guys that just get after it. I got to take a deep breath after that. That was some sensational action to close that match with all the different dynamics that came into play. Crook gets the takedown. Vombar a reversal, which pushes riding time to a minute. And that's probably been 2 minutes ago. Sloan Swan over Ethan Byrd in 4-3 in a one-point match on mat 2. Zinkin up by 3, riding time approaching a minute. 40 seconds third period. Mat number 3, bottom left. New action on mat number 4. Get a look at Luke Becker there, upper left, assistant coach under Brandon Eggum. Luke Becker, a national champion. There's Brandon Eggum. A couple of Big Ten champs in Becker and Eggum. Part of those great Minnesota teams. Under legendary head coach, the great Jay Robinson. So they continue to look at the video monitor. My assumption is just making sure that riding time was in fact a minute for Vance Vombar to force the sudden victory. Chance McLean and Cameron Cantrabone scoreless 60 seconds into the first on mat number 4. It is a final. Cade Zinkin for Nebraska. Gives the Cornhuskers the win. All right, here we go. Sudden victory. Nice ankle pick there from Tom Crook. Or that was the replay, rather. I got caught up in that. Sorry, guys. I looked at that monitor, saw that that was the replay of that sweet takedown there from Tom Crook. Another national champion toes the line. It is Antrell Taylor for Nebraska. Antrell Taylor from Millard, Nebraska. Wrestled at Millard South. He was a great football player. A 4-time state finalist, won 3 state titles. A 2-time All-American. He was 8th in 2024. And then, of course, last season as the 3 seed in an all-Big Ten affair, beat Joey Blaze of Purdue to claim the national title. Nebraska, of course, going back-to-back with Rich Lovett at 149, Antrell Taylor at 157. Is it 8 All-Americans for Nebraska? So Vance Vombar got his arm raised. Not exactly sure what happened there. There was a long look at the video. I was looking at Antrell Taylor, and just like that, Vance Vombar, the gopher, his arm raised, runs off the mat. So at any rate, Vombar wins. It's a big win for Vombar. Logan Rosinski from Sparta, New Jersey, wrestled at Blair Academy on the mat for the Mountain Hawks of Lehigh. National qualifier and EIWA champion. No score, 2 minutes into the first period with Taylor and Rosinski. They are scoreless on mat number 4, McLean and Cantrabone. They looked at that video review. When they came out of the video review, they awarded Vombar a point, and that was the match. Not exactly sure what happened there, but Vombar gets the win. Carson Hartschlaw of Ohio State, Riley Davis, Wyoming. And Hartschlaw took him 11 seconds to get a takedown. That'll be big. Dontrell Taylor is on his back on net number 3. Logan Rosinski has the Cornhusker in trouble. Rosinski's got Taylor on his back on net 3, and time runs out. 3 takedown, 4 near fall. Rosinski up on the reigning national champion, 7-0. Harchla 6-2 advantage. Harchla was an All-American down at 165 in 2022 in Detroit. 3-time national qualifier. He was rounded 12 in 2023. Sat out due to injury in 2024. Last season a national qualifier after a 4th place finish at the Big Ten tournament. Red Koenig for Minnesota, down 3-0. A 4-time Wisconsin state champion from Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. 4-2 start to this season. Noah Ninninger for Virginia Tech. Virginia native, a 4-time Virginia state champ. Ninninger 3-0 gets the takedown. And his riding time already over a minute. Catcher Bone and McLean in a 5-4 match with Arizona State and Michigan, bottom right on mat number 4. Going to be some near fall points for the Hokie as he extends his lead to 6-0. Riley Davis for Wyoming out of Amarillo, Texas, Randall High School. Redshirt sophomore for Mark Branch. Mark Branch in his 18th season at Wyoming. What a job he has done. They continue the review on mat number 3. Some of these reviews have taken a really long time. Rosinski was awarded 3 takedown, 4 near fall. Score remains 7-0. So Antrell Taylor in a deep hole after 3 minutes. The reigning national champion gets a quick escape. 7-1, he's on the board. Long way to go. This would be a huge win for Logan Rosinski, ranked 23rd in the country. Lots of offense from Ohio State on this Saturday. 14 on the board for Carson Harchla. Catcherbone of Michigan is going to get the win on mat number 4. He will add some near fall on late. And he's got himself a 12-4 major decision, so that term gives the Wolverines bonus points. Antrell Taylor, a quick escape in this second period. He is down by 6. Dylan Gilcher and Nico Ruiz coming up with Michigan and Arizona State on mat number 4. Logan Rosinski takes a 7-1 lead to the third period. Noah Ninninger in control on mat number 1. He's got riding time over 2 minutes and a 13-0 lead on Rhett Koenig of Minnesota. Ruiz and Gilcher. No score, 60 seconds in, and here's Rosinski once again. If nothing else, this is just a time hog. Time is of the essence here for Antrell Taylor, so for Logan Rosinski, he'll take this. Dropping in a single leg, that's just good wrestling right there. Probably took 15 seconds off. If you're Rosinski, wrestle the next position. Just keep wrestling. Another attack there by the Mountain Hawk. Again, he's going to cling to that single leg. Another stalemate whistled. Yeah, if I'm Logan Rosinski, I'm going to do that as long as I can. Good job there with the underhook to keep Taylor from getting the go behind. Noah Ninninger victorious for Virginia Tech, as we now wrestle at 157 pounds. Charlie Millard for the Gophers, ranked 20th in the country, wrestled at Mequon Homestead High School. Three-time Division I state finalist, two-time state champion. And Matt Heinrich for Virginia Tech. Two-time New Jersey state champ. And this will be the first major upsets. A reigning national champion is going to go down here in Tulsa. Logan Rosinski, 7 points in the first period as he put Antrell Taylor on his back, and the Mountain Hawk gets a big-time W. The Gopher up 3-0. They're up on top. Ruiz and Gilcher, no score after one period. A happy Lehigh bench. As I mentioned before, Lehigh, they're big hitters now with the team. And was talking to assistant coach Vincenzo Joseph earlier today. He said, we just want to see guys compete. We know what the situation is. We don't have our top 3-4 guys, but we got to compete. Let's see what happens, and got to be happy with that. Pat Santoro, one of the best coaches in the country, so respected. And Lehigh is a cool place. I got to call an event, a FloWrestling Who's Number One. Might have been the first one ever. And that is a cool facility. I believe they call it the Snake Pit. One of the better wrestling rooms I've ever seen. A lot of history within the building. They got a really good team. One of the best 1-2-3 punches in the country when you look at Sheldon Seymour at 125, Ryan Crookham at 133, Luke Stanich at 141. They got some dudes. Lehigh's got some dudes. Dylan Fishback, 7-0, leading Eddie Knightenbach. Just a minute into the first period, Ohio State has scored quickly. Illinois, in our first session, winning the $10,000 check. Takedown incentives. $1 million purse. Another $50,000 given away to those programs with the takedown contest. Dylan Fishback coming to Columbus from NC State. LJ Aderujo for Nebraska. And Max Brignola for the Mountain Hawks. That's on mat number 3. Brignola from Fairhaven, New Jersey. Two-time national qualifier for Lehigh. Brignola ranked 8th in the nation. 2-0 so far in the early going. Ruiz and Gilcher. That is a 1-1 match as Gilcher's on the board with an escape. Ruiz got that riding time up to 48 seconds as Charlie Millard tacks on 3 more. Big takedown in the final seconds of the second period, as now Millard with choice, and the Gopher opts to go neutral. First period comes to a close on mat number 2, Fishback. 7-1. Millard, sweet attack and finish on mat number 1. And with that, I believe Heinrich injured. So action stops on mat number 1. And Gilcher wins it on mat number 4. Gilcher with a late takedown to get the win for the Maize and Blue. Look at Gilcher's right eye. Check that out. See Kevin Jackson, Josh Chirella, Dual Meet Wrestling. Teammates behind you. Down to 45 seconds in the second period on mat number 3. Arujo's got the riding time at 1:11. A stall call on the Cornhusker. Bo Mantanona of Michigan gets the fall in 50 seconds. As he sticks Valencia of Arizona State. Bo Mantanona now up at 174. He was a Big Ten finalist last year to Mitchell Messenbrink at 165. Bo Mantanona. The fall for the Wolverines. Tight cradle, center of the mat, no doubter. Charlie Millard, a takedown away from a tech fall on mat number 1. Still no score on mat 3. Now they have Arujo 1-0. Back to the Paycom pin cam. The latest highlight, Bo Mantanona of Michigan gets the 52nd fall at 174. He's fired up. There's Sean Bourmet. Likes what he sees. Those Mantanonas are dangerous, and another fall on 3. A fall for Nebraska's LJ Arujo. Ranked 18th in the country. The Cornhuskers get 6 at 174. I love the setup here at the National Duels. Teams are right next to each other. Another look at the Paycom pin cam. Just whipped him over and has him tight. Christopher Minto now wrestling for the Cornhuskers. Christopher Minto up a weight. Last year was an All-American at 165 pounds. He was impressive in Philadelphia. The 12th seed, he placed 4th after an 8th place finish at the Big Tens. Minto from Cape Coral, Florida, Mariner High School, where he was a 3-time state champion.
We got a chance to flip on the back here. Number 2 is the scoreboard. 9-10-10 between Fisher and Maggie.
Zeke Dubler for Lehigh. Couple-time Pennsylvania State place winner at Glendale High School. A junior for the Mountain Hawks. Andrew Sparks and Ryan Burton. 11-8. Minnesota leading the dual meet. A tight one with the Gophers and the Hokies. Aziz Fazaliev for Arizona State and Brock Mantanona on mat number 4. No score as they approach the midway points of the first period. 3 of the 4 matches on the screen 0-0. Eddie Nightenbach has made a match of it anyways on mat number 2, but only 7 seconds left. .7 final. Fishback your winner for Ohio State as the Buckeyes extend their lead over Wyoming. Sparks goes on bottom here in this second period. Out of Costa Mesa, California, Calvary Chapel won a state title. I don't believe Sparks began wrestling until he was in high school. Maybe he was in middle school, but he was a late starter. But he's had a really solid career at Minnesota. He's battled some injuries. Began at 165, then went up to 174. Back down to 165 and Andrew Sparks, a 4-time national qualifier, 3-time Big Ten Conference placer.
Number 2, 97 pounds. Wrestling for Illinois 10-pick Luke Genie as a opponent. And there for Wyoming. Returning All-American. Joey Noble.
Ryan Burton's a 2-time New Jersey State champion. Wrestled at St. Joseph's Regional. Andrew Sparks ranked 10th in the nation at 165. Gets the escape in the second period. Minto, solid job in the top position on mat number 3 as riding time approaches 60 seconds in the second period. On mat number 4, Fazaliev leading Mantanona 4-3 after 3 minutes. Luke Giag and Joey Novak on mat number 2. And Minto collecting some near fall there on the edge. He'll add 4. And those are the first points scored here in this second period. Big period in the top position for the Cornhusker Minto. Joey Novak, 4-time Minnesota State placer, was in the finals 3 times and got that title as a senior. An All-American for Mark Branch. He was 5th in Philadelphia. Has placed top 5 at the Big 12s on a couple of occasions. That's a good match. 2 minutes have passed, no score with Giag and Novak. Giag wrestling at St. Edward. 2-time finalist, won a state title as a senior. St. Edward, so much history. Some great wrestling at St. Edward. And inside of 30 seconds, Novak gets a takedown to go up 3-0. And injury time for Luke Giag as he grabs his right knee, it appears. Christopher Minto looking for the reversal. The Cornhusker gets around behind for 2 at 6-0. Dubler escapes, 6-1 score. Burton leading Sparks down to 40 seconds, third period. It's a big match with Virginia Tech and Minnesota. The Gophers lead it, but Andrew Sparks, ranked 10th in the country, is in some trouble with just 25 seconds to go. New coming in, this would be a really good dual meet when you look at the matchups with Minnesota and Virginia Tech. Mantanona back out in front, 7-4 to the third. Fun little battle there with the Sun Devil and Wolverine as they'll start neutral third period. And the neutral danger position, I believe, on mat number 3 gives Minto 3 more points. Ryan Burton will get a riding time point, and that is a 7-4 decision. That's a big win for Ryan Burton and the Hokies at 165. That is now, I believe, 11-11 as we turn the page to 174 pounds. And some really good, hard-fought, tight matches. Began at 125 pounds. Jory Volk over Eddie Van Tresca, big one in a matchup of All-Americans. Christopher Minto, a major decision at 174 for the Cornhuskers. The All-American a year ago, up a weight to 174. Brock Mantanona on your bottom right. Slides a leg in. A break with Nebraska and Lehigh. When we pick back up, it'll be 184. Sergio Desciante for Virginia Tech. From Tampa, Florida. Florida two-way state champion. Four-time placer. This match right here, talk about dual meet wrestling. This is what I love about dual meet wrestling. We got a dual meet that is tied. We're at 174. It's getting late. The tension is building. We got Riddle and Desciante. Riddle ranked 22, Desciante ranked 23. A toss-up. Nothing better than calling a dual meet when you don't know who's going to win. When you look at the matchups and you go, okay, this team might be favored here, this team might be favored there, and then we got 4 or 5 matches that are toss-up, and God only knows how it's going to shake out. And that's what makes dual meet wrestling so fun. Your stars got to step up, no doubt. Your stars got to be stars. As I've said many times before, those toss-up matches are big, and some of those matches when you're the favorites, you got to maximize. You got to find a way to get the bonus points. On the flip side, you're a heavy underdog. Can you fight? Can you compete? Can you minimize the damage? I love dual meets. Love dual meets. When I saw that this event was going to happen, I was so fired up. College wrestling needed this so bad. Big thanks to Chad Richardson and Paycom. He was a college wrestler, always talks about how wrestling influenced and impacted his life in the business world, investing back into the sport. I gotta shake his hand here, I have to. Gotta give him a big thanks. Because this is just awesome. Mid-November, I like the timing. Again, I'm a fan, I broadcast wrestling, I'm not a coach, so I can't speak to some of their thoughts behind it, but I love it. I mean, you talk about coming out of a wrestling season throwing a Mike Tyson uppercut immediately, it's this. Some of the best teams in the country, $1 million purse. The winning team's going to take $200,000 back. That's real money. Shane Sparks, FloZone Dual Center here inside the BOK Center in Tulsa. After these matches, we'll have a little bit of a break. We'll be back at it at 3 o'clock. Those will be consolation matches. And then at 5 o'clock, we will have our next round of action. That'll be Iowa and Illinois, NC State and Oklahoma State. And then the winners of these duels. One more session tonight at 7, consolation matches. It is a full day of wrestling here in Tulsa. Riddle leading at 1-0. The second period escape on mat 1. Silas Allred for Nebraska. Rylan Rogers for Lehigh. That one is scoreless on mat number 3. And it is a final on mat number 2. Joey Novak of Wyoming gets the riding time point and a 7-0 decision over Ohio State's Luke Giod. Jacob Meisner and Hayden Walters. First period action, 30 seconds left in a scoreless contest on mat 4, bottom right. Michigan leading Arizona State 21-10. And the second period is in the book with Riddle and Desciante. Hokie will have choice. He'll go on bottom. Silas Allred from Anderson, Indiana. Two-time Indiana state champion at Shenandoah High School. Was able to punch his tickets in Philadelphia as an All-American. He placed 7th. That was after a couple of blood round losses. Won a Big Ten title in 2023. That was against Max Dean of Penn State. Looking at mat number 1, upper left in a 1-1 match. Shinwizard defense there from the Hokie. Walters leading Meisner 2-0. Nick Feldman and Christian Carroll. Christian Carroll, former Oklahoma State Cowboy. Nick Feldman was 5th in 2024, fell in the blood round last March. Big Ten finalist in 2024. Fell to Greg Kirkland of Ohio State in that Big Ten title match. Off to a 4-0 start this season out of Corryville, Pennsylvania. Wrestled at Melbourne Prep. Christian Carroll went, I believe he went Oklahoma State to Iowa State, now at Wyoming. Of course, the transfer portal, a big sport, a big part of college wrestling and college sports in general. Christian Carroll from Elkhart, Indiana. Indiana state champion in 2022. Down at 220 pounds. And then, as I mentioned, Oklahoma State, Iowa State. Now at Wyoming wearing that Cowboy singlet. Second Cowboy singlet he's worn in his college career, just different colors. Riddle and Desiante, believe that match is sudden victory on mat number 1. Each guy with an escape. This is big in this dual meet. Darting in is Desiante on a shot. Going to put the Gopher Riddle. Going to try to put him on a hip, clear his head. Waterfall position. Desiante looking to turn the corner. His ankles are wrapped up. Can he clear his ankles? And now Riddle head high in this scramble. Neutral danger position. And he gets the takedown. The challenge break comes in from Virginia Tech. But the takedown I'm a little confused. I saw the challenge break come in. It looked to me that Desiante was the one in danger. Here's a replay. So right now is when Riddle's going to get high in that scramble, and watch the official. He's making that neutral danger call. Okay, now the score has been switched around. I got confused because the score wasn't right. So yes, Riddle was awarded 3 as I thought. So we'll see how this plays out. Neutral danger only in the neutral position. If you break that 90-degree plane, the referee will identify the color. In this case, he would have said neutral danger green. And then if that count gets to 3, it's a takedown. Silas Allred gets the win for Nebraska, 4-2. Allred over Rogers. Feldman doubling up Carroll, 4-2, 25 seconds into the third. That's on mat number 2, upper right. The video review continues on mat number 1. This is a huge call in this dual meet. It has been a tight one with Minnesota and Virginia Tech as expected. Let's send it down to the floor with Mark Bader.
Okay, so what they're saying is call on the mat was neutral danger takedown. After review, they're going to take it off and say no takedown. So there was in danger. They counted it and said takedown. They go to review. No takedown. The score should remain 1-1 with 52 seconds left here in sudden victory. Back to you, Shane.
All right, thank you, Mark. So it was originally scored, as Mark said, a takedown for Riddle. But video review, they determined it wasn't the case. And we are back 1-1. As we are neutral. Meanwhile, Camden McDaniel, great run to the podium as an All-American last March in Philly, and JT Davis for Lehigh. That's mat number 3, bottom left. Keeping an eye on Riddle and Desiante on mat number 1. Shot there from Desiante, though, right into the hips. Underneath the chest of the Gopher, Riddle. Riddle with the chest lock. Down to 15 seconds. Here in sudden victory. Ethan Riddle from Germantown, Wisconsin, 2-time Wisconsin state champion. He's ranked 22 in the country. Desiante ranked 23rd in the country. McDaniel treetops a single leg. And that was a really quick escape there from Ethan Riddle to take a 2-1 lead. So we'll see how Desiante plays it. He's got the choice. And not surprised here. I think it's the right call. You got to go neutral, because if he rides you for 5 seconds, most likely going to get the win. And with that being said, Desiante's got to get on his horse and go to work. Down to 15 seconds. Looking for a good opportunity. Anticipated well there by Riddle, and now Riddle counters on a single leg as they scramble. Both guys have the ankles tied up, and time is going to tick away. It's going to be Ethan Riddle. 2-1, big win for the Gophers as they reclaim the lead in this dual meet with Virginia Tech. 14-11, the Gophers with the lead. Good mat return there from JT Davis. McDaniel quickly pops back to his feet, looking to peel hands and escape, and he skips away and adds to his lead. Camden McDaniel from Circleville, Ohio. Three-time finalist, won a state title as a senior, was the 20th seed at the national tournament last March. He placed 8th after a 5th place finish in the Big Tens. That was as a true freshman. Three more matches remaining when Minnesota and Virginia Tech picks back up. 184, 197, and heavyweights in a really competitive duel. Hayden Walters 7 seconds away. If he gets this right out, it will be bonus points for Michigan. And he is going to get it with the riding time point, a 9-1 major decision for the Wolverines. Hayden Walters. McDaniel with an escape, 8-4 cushion.
Michigan on number 4. Hayden Walters the winner. Again, for Michigan.
All right, here we go. 184 pounds. It is Max McAnally for Minnesota. And Jaden Bullock, the former Wolverine. We'll have to look, but I believe Jaden is from Virginia. So back in his home state to end his career. Max McAnally coming off a sensational season. The redshirt sophomore from Waconia, Minnesota. 4-time Minnesota State champion, a Big Ten runner-up, fell to Carter Starachi, and then took 3rd place as the 3 seed in Philadelphia. That phenomenal match with Parker Keckeisen and the wrestling on the edge. Looked like McAnally had him, and ultimately Keckeisen was just like a wizard. Got that takedown to send himself into the finals. Ultimately, he fell to Carter Starachi as the Nittany Lion got Natty Daddy number 5. McAnally 25-2 last season, ranked number 1 in the nation in a stacked 184-pound weight class. Just won a U20 world title. Max McAnally, one of college wrestling's superstars. Jaden Bullock is from Virginia. Chesapeake, Virginia, wrestled at Oscar Smith High School. Placed 4 times, was in the finals 3 times, and won 2 state titles. Taganali with a takedown for the Wolverines. Gadiali coming to Ann Arbor from Campbell. Was an All-American for then head coach Scott Sentis. Now the head coach at Campbell is former Nebraska Cornhusker T.J. Dudley. No score with McAnally and Bullock. Max McAnally, super slick, and the Gophers on the board. He leads it 3-0. Another score for Camden McDaniel. He will get a riding time point as well. 15-6 major decision for the Cornhusker McDaniel. Mentioned Jaden Bullock going back to his home state of Virginia. Same case with Gadiali. He's from Michigan. Tay from Warren, Michigan, Fitzgerald High School. Won a state title as a senior at 215. A three-time SoCon champ at Campbell. Four-time national qualifier, 8th in 2024. David Zuba for ASU from Brick, New Jersey. Two-time finalist, won a state title as a senior. And he spent his first 4 seasons at Ryder. Won a MAC title and qualified for the national tournament in 2024. Won over 20 matches that season. And there is A.J. Ferrari on the board, 3-0. A.J. Ferrari began his career at Oklahoma State, then went to Cal State Bakersfield before heading to Lincoln. His brother Angelo with the big win today over Aiden Sinclair of Missouri. Ferrari winning his national title for the Cowboys in 2021. That was in St. Louis. He was 3rd this past March. Mr. Fast Twitch, A.J. Ferrari. Of course, now wrestling up at heavyweight. He was at 197 from Allen, Texas. Two-time Texas state champion. And he's an entertainer, no doubt. I would assume if he wins this match, he'll bust out the signature splits. Rode the elevator up with his dad yesterday. Pretty cool when you got 2 kids wrestling at the national duels for separate teams. 2 really good teams, both ranked top 5. McAnally up by 5 as the seconds tick away in the second period. And Ferrari, really slick work on his feet as Ferrari adds to his lead. Tay Gadiali riding time over a minute as he is looking for bonus points here at heavyweight for Michigan. McAnally in on the legs. After these dual meets, we'll have a little bit of a break. Be back at it at 3 o'clock Central Time. FloZone Dual Center here on FloWrestling inside the BOK Center. Love this feed. You can see the entire floor, all 4 mats. And McAnally, when he commits. He is full throttle. Max McAnally, 20 points on the board. I'd be curious to know who has scored the most points this, so far in this event. 20's got to be in the mix. Tay Gadiali gets the tech fall for the Wolverines. And that puts a stamp on the Wolverines' victory over Arizona State. Ohio State beat Wyoming.
And 10 for Arizona State. And correction, that score should be 30-10 in favor of the University of Michigan.
Max McAnally like a dog on a bone. Gonna score 3 more points and get the tech fall. 23-7 for Max McAnally. I said it before, in dual meets, your stars got to show up, and Max McAnally did just that. Meanwhile, A.J. Ferrari, 15 seconds, second period. He's up 12-4 with riding time over a minute. Corrals both legs. And A.J. Ferrari in the final 5 seconds gets a takedown and adds to his lead. £197, Gavin Nelson for Minnesota and Sonny Sasso for Virginia Tech. Michigan beating Arizona State 30-10. The Buckeyes beat Wyoming 33-6. So those two teams will wrestle tonight in our 5 o'clock Central Time session. A.J. Ferrari, a takedown away from a tech fall. Sonny Sasso is the brother of Ohio State great Sammy Sasso. What a career he had for the Buckeyes. From Nazareth, Pennsylvania, Sonny won a couple of Pennsylvania state titles after placing as a freshman. Gavin Nelson from Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota, wrestled for Coach Short at Simley. And for Simley, 3 state titles to go along with a runner-up and a third-place finish. And A.J. Ferrari gets the tech fall. Let's see if he busts out the splits. As I said, one of the great entertainers in college wrestling. I would expect we'd see the splits. Here we go. The splits and the flex from A.J. Ferrari as Nebraska beats Lehigh. So our final match this session with Nelson and Sasso. They're scoreless with 40 seconds left in the first. With that win for Max McAnally, Minnesota has guaranteed itself victory. Actually, I take that back. It's not the case. 19-11, the Gophers lead it. Nebraska beating Lehigh 35-7. Nelson and Sasso scoreless after the opening period. Both Brandon Eggum and Tony Roby in their 10th seasons as head coaches at Minnesota and Virginia Tech. Sasso goes on bottom and gets the escape. 1-0 for the Hokie. Let's send it down to Mark Bader, who is with Nebraska head coach Mark Manning.
Yeah, we're here with Mark Manning, the head coach at Nebraska. And Mark, just first question, from your perspective, how the emotions you feel at a dual tournament versus an individual tournament where you're parked on one mat, your team's sitting right here. What's that like for you?
Yeah, it's much different. You know, it's why people come to this event, and it's why I think it's a way for us to grow wrestling, because just the fan affair for a team is different than an individual tournament. It's a much more inviting. It's much more, the crowd gets into it much more than just watching individuals. But both are great, but this is next level, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And really opportunities that come with this, because obviously your national champion takes a loss, but your whole team moves forward and have an opportunity to move back into the next round. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's really what you're, collectively as a group you do. And so I love this because our program really preaches this, everyone fighting, everyone bring fight to the match. And there's going to be tough scraps here today and tomorrow, and so it's about what your team is willing to put out there, and the togetherness they form by wrestling in a tournament like this.
Yeah, and one thing it seems like, maybe, have you guys worked on your flexibility? I've noticed some splits.
Yeah, I think we've got our heavyweight pretty well flexible. We got him flexed out, but other than that, we're working as a team in that area.
Absolutely. No, your team's looking great, Coach. We're excited to see you guys march through the rest of this tournament, and wish you the best of luck.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. Back to Shane.
35-7 Nebraska over Lehigh. Mark Manning in his 26th season as head coach there in Lincoln. Coming off that sensational performance last March in Philadelphia as Nebraska second behind Penn State. Gavin Nelson got a takedown to take the lead 3-2. Not many guys in college wrestling with the passion of Mark Manning. And I'm not sure there are many coaches that love their guys more than Mark Manning loves his guys. If I wrestled at Nebraska right now, Mark Manning would believe I'd win the whole thing. I mean, he just believes in his guys. And what a job he has done in Lincoln. Third period, Nelson leading Sasso 3-2. If Nelson wins this match, it will lock up the dual meet victory for the Gophers. Nelson with an underhook, throws it by, now gets to a body lock. See the whizzer there from Sasso. And Nelson's got that body lock, and Sasso is able to defend. And he throws Nelson to his back. So he's going to get the takedown, but I don't believe any near fall because he was out of bounds. The challenge break comes in for Minnesota. We'll sort this out.
Challenge for thrown in here by one.
Look at the replay. This session, Ohio State beat Wyoming, Michigan over Arizona State, and most recently Nebraska over Lehigh. The winners will wrestle at 5 o'clock Central Time this afternoon. We'll see Iowa and Illinois, NC State and Oklahoma State. Ohio State is waiting for the winner of this Virginia Tech-Minnesota match. And it will be Michigan and Nebraska. Let's send it down to Mark on the floor.
All right, so what we had, Shane, was a headlock on the edge. Oh, and they did say 3. Initially, there was a headlock on the edge, and the feet hit the carpet, so they thought maybe they were going to chain no takedown, but as it stands, still a takedown, 3 points, takedown on the edge. Back to you, Shane.
Good job there by Sonny Sasso defending that body lock from Gavin Nelson. Hits that headlock, and Gavin Nelson was fortunate that he didn't give up any near fall. That could have been a 7-point move for Sasso. So both guys have gotten takedowns. And there's the quick escape, a 5-4 match. Riding time and on factor. We're down to a minute remaining here in this third period. A win by Gavin Nelson would give the Gophers the team victory. Ohio State awaits. Other match coming up. It'll be an all Big Ten affair at 5 o'clock with Michigan and Nebraska. Nebraska, the number 2 seed. We're down to 40 seconds. Sasso up by 1. Shot there from Nelson. Counter from Sasso. Both these guys not afraid to let it fly. There's good positioning there from Sasso. Goes back center. Now Nelson was thinking something big. Just got 10 seconds left. And with that big head throw, it's going to be Sonny Sasso. He tacks on 3 more at the end. But that head throw was the difference. And Sonny Sasso keeps hope alive for Virginia Tech. He gets the 8-4 decision, as it is now 19-14.
Virginia Tech, Sonny Sasso.
Final match this session. That is Jimmy Mullen for Virginia Tech and Bennett Tabor for the Gophers. Bennett Tabor from Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota, just like Gavin Nelson wrestled for Coach Short at Simley. Tabor, 2-time Minnesota State champion, was a national qualifier in 2024. Of course, then Gable Steveson came back, and now Bennett Tabor back in the mix at heavyweight for the Gophers. No score, 60 seconds in. Jimmy Mullen, New Jersey native, a 3-time New Jersey state champion. ACC runner-up last season, was the 11th seed at the national tournaments. He is ranked 19th in the country. Been some great action here inside the BOK Center. And bring in Mark Bader. Mark, it hasn't disappointed. There have been some really good individual matchups and some fun dual meets to watch. What are your thoughts?
Shane, this dual meet's not over. A pin and holy cow, Virginia Tech wins. Like, this one's still in the balance. You don't necessarily expect a pin, but the one we circled ahead of time and look forward to is playing out exactly the way we hope. Really excited.
And we talked about in this dual meet specifically, 125 pounds, a pair of All-Americans. Jory Volk stepped up big. That was a really good win to ignite the Gophers as Mullen looking for a takedown on the edge. What was it like on the floor, Mark, for Ferrari and Sinclair? So much hype and energy around that match. What did you feel down on the floor?
Holy smokes. I had just gotten down on the floor then, and I walked and I stood right between Missouri and Iowa, and it was basically, I got down there right at the end of regulation or right at the beginning of overtime, and it was bananas. There was an amazing scramble, I'm sure you remember, where it looked like Ferrari had control, then it was countered, it looked like Sinclair was going to finish, and I mean, both benches were erupting. And obviously there was nothing, the team score was way over by then, right? Iowa blanked them, but the energy that these teams felt, and AJ Ferrari was front and center, right? Like in between the two teams, right on his knee, instructing his brother. It was wild. It was super intense and super fun. Absolutely.
There is a review here. There you see Jimmy Mullen. How about Logan Rosinski of Lehigh knocking off the reigning national champion Antrell Taylor? That was big-time win.
Did not expect that. I didn't even see what happened. I looked over and it was like 7-0, and you think sometimes you're like, okay, a guy gets a big lead on a national champ, he's gonna melt down, but that obviously did not happen. And hats off, huge win for Lehigh.
Looking ahead, Mark, Iowa will wrestle Illinois. Of course, the focus will be on 133 pounds, a national finals rematch with Lucas Byrd and Drake Ayala. What excites you most when you look at those two names set to collide?
Well, you know, Shane, they've had 3 close matches, right? Ayala won the dual meet back in Carver Hawkeye last January, I think it was, and then Byrd wins the Big Tens and Byrd wins the Nationals. What adjustments are these guys going to make? I expect it to be probably a 1 takedown match, but where they pick and choose and where they decide to attack is probably going to ultimately decide how this match plays out.
Another thing that has really stood out to me, Mark, is the young talent. I mean, so many extremely talented underclassmen, guys that can make big-time contributions. One of those names for me that has stood out is at 133, Ben DeVino from Ohio State.
Yeah, DeVino is a stud, and you got to think about the guys he trains with. He's training with Jesse Mendez, and you know, he's training with a lot of studs there in the Ohio State room, and Ohio State obviously has a long history of producing champions and successful wrestlers, and I expect Ben DeVino to be one of the next in line for the Buckeyes.
This Ohio State team, I mean, they got some really good depth at 125 with McCrone and Bouzakis making his, you know, now he's at 125. Mentioned DeVino. Then you go Mendez. You got Ethan Stiles in that mix. Brandon Cannon's very good. Carson Hartschlaw at 174. He's been an All-American. You got Nick Feldman up top. That is a really good team. Fishback transfers in from NC State. That's a team, when I look at this tournament, I look at this bracket, don't sleep on Ohio State.
Well, you know, just a few years ago when these guys, it seems like yesterday, but these guys were freshmen, and we did a docu-series with these guys called Young Bucks.
Yes.
And it was really fun. You get to see the young Jesse Mendez, you know, who fell short and took 5th at Nationals, and you get to see some of these guys. Feldman was redshirting, Bouzakis was redshirting. Now these guys are out of redshirt. It's several years later. They're not the Young Bucks anymore. They're just the Tough Bucks.
That's exactly right. They're the veterans.
Yeah.
So this match here is 0-0. 10 seconds, as you said, Mark. Down by 5. I mean, you look at the national duels over the years, there have been some fantastic, memorable moments. And I'll tell you what, if Jimmy Mullen could get a pin here and they win it 2019, that would go on that list.
Bananas. And it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Absolutely not. I mean, that's what makes this sport great. I mean, you're never safe.
Yeah,
you are never safe in that circle.
Can be tied, you could be up by 10, you can be down by 10.
Somebody hits a big throw. I mean, these guys are all capable. I make the baseball analogies. At this level, these guys can all hit a 400-foot home run. You miss location, it'll be in the seats.
End up on your back, exactly, Shane.
What else is it like down there with the energy, with the fans, and looking at those teams being next to each other? I love this setup. I love it.
It's exactly what you said, Shane, right? You know, this is not all that far from the NCAA championships, right? You got the black, it's really nice. The whole floor's got black carpet. It's really well done. It looks sharp. But at the NCAAs, the wrestlers stand in the corner in the tunnel, right? And they get called to the mat, they wrestle, and then they go out the other tunnel. In, on the mat, out. Here, they're just mat side for 2 hours, watching their teammates going kind of crazy, getting into it. And the fun thing is, you know, when exciting things happen and you see these benches stand up and get out of their seats and jumping around and yelling and screaming, man, you can feel it. And there's what, 10 feet, 15 feet between the benches? I mean, they're pretty dang close to each other, so it's pretty real down here.
Another thing, Mark, that I love, we talked about the $1 million purse. The winner of this tournament will go home with $200,000, but there are also these takedown incentives. We saw Illinois in session 1. They won $10,000. And Ohio State, when you look at the takedowns they had, their 5 takedowns averaged, or their 5 fastest takedowns averaged 18 seconds. So Ohio State gets $10,000. I mean, just so many cool incentives, and let's be honest, money talks.
Yeah, and 18 seconds, Shane. Michigan was next this session at 1:51. Nebraska's right at 2 minutes, you know, for their 5 best average. 18 seconds is bananas. I think first round, I know Illinois won in the 9 o'clock round, and I think their average was over 1.5 minutes or closer to 2. So I didn't have my eyes on that Buckeye duel the whole time, but I gotta have to go back and see some of those takedowns.
That's quick. I mean, you talk about urgency.
Yeah.
And Mike Poeta, we had him up earlier talking with him, and he said these guys are going to have the best steak dinner they've ever had when we go back to Champaign. I mean, that's great.
I love it, and they earned it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, have some fun with it, right? That's a great way to put it. Incentivize the kids. You don't need to stuff their pockets with cash, but
I mean, these guys, Mark, they're living the dream. Mark Manning commented to you in the interview. It's about camaraderie, getting to spend time with your teammates, your guys here in the early season. And then you go back and eat some steak or whatever it is how you want to celebrate some of your accomplishments. I mean, how great must it be to be a Division I wrestler?
It's the best. And I was just thinking about it, Shane, you know, this versus the NCAA tournament. At the NCAAs, they have these little booths set up in the back. So the teams are all together, but they're just sitting there while your teammate is on the floor doing battle, where here, everybody's mat side watching it and into it, and it's really exciting.
Well, Jimmy Mullen here goes double unders. Got to the body momentarily, tried a foot sweep a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I kind of got excited when I saw that.
You know what he's thinking. I mean, he knows.
Oh, yeah. As does his opponent.
Yes. Bennett Tabor with the 1-0 lead. But riding time over a minute for Jimmy Mullen. So now here in this third period, this is big, because now Mullen's going to go on bottom. And if you're Bennett Tabor, you want to bring this riding time under a minute.
And it's tricky, right? Because you know, Jimmy Mullen wants to win this match, but he knows.
Look at this, Mark.
He knows his team needs a pin, so you're kind of torn between, do I try to win this match and have more points than the other guy, or do I just try to go crazy and get a pin?
Well, I think the Minnesota fans, at least for a split second, held their breath on that reversal. For a split second, I thought Mullen might put Tabor on his back. That was a little too close for comfort if I'm Minnesota.
No doubt, but able to find his way to his belly and avoid the danger. Well done. Under 1.5 minutes, Shane. Shane, if you're Jimmy Mullen, what are you thinking right now? What's your approach to this match?
It's a great question, Mark, because I obviously want to win for my team. No doubt about it. But I would tell you this, I'm not going to compromise the victory. I need to win this match. I'm working for the pin, but I'm also going to be very cognizant of the situation. I mean, you need to win this match if you're Jimmy Mullen. It's a big match.
Definitely. I think that's the right approach. And he's doing a nice job riding here. He's got that riding time up over 2 minutes.
Yeah, the riding time is locked up, so essentially he is up 3-1.
It's almost hard to believe, Shane. It feels like wrestling's over. We've been here a long time today. We're just getting kicked off. We're not even halfway done with wrestling today. We got 3 more sets of duels in a row after this. Aren't we lucky?
So Jimmy Mullen is 20 seconds from the win. Well, Mark, thank you so much. Appreciate your work down on the floor. Looking forward to hearing more from you throughout the tournament. Good job. Riding time nearly 3 minutes for Jimmy Mullen. And he will get the win over Bennett Tabor. Minnesota hangs on to get the win. It was a hard-fought dual meet. We knew it'd be tight. In the end, the Gophers get it done. Jory Volk, a big win at 125 in a battle of All-Americans, really set the tone for the Golden Gophers. So Virginia Tech will wrestle on the backside. Max McAnally. Big Tech fall for Minnesota as the Gophers advance. Eight dual meets in the book here in Tulsa. And looking at the updated brackets, the quarterfinal round at 5 o'clock Central. We'll be back at 3 o'clock for a consolation round. Iowa and Illinois, NC State and Oklahoma State there on the left. Ohio State, Minnesota, Michigan, and Nebraska, Big Ten heavy with 4 Big Ten teams there on the right. The team takedown bonuses. Ohio State, you talk about bringing the urgency from Columbus. Ohio State, when you take their fastest 5 takedowns, averaged 18 seconds. Here's Jesse Mendez off the opening whistle, like he always does. Gets his hands on you, moves forward, takes territory. Jesse Mendez with the sweep single, and the 2-time reigning national champion gonna settle in. And Jesse Mendez gets the fall in the first period in just over 30 seconds. Impressive win for the Buckeyes. It has been a great day of wrestling so far. We got a long ways to go. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shane Sparks. Looking forward to more wrestling today. We got 3 more rounds of action. As I mentioned, we'll be back at 3 o'clock. That's a consolation round. 5 o'clock Central Time. Going to be a lot of fun. You saw the bracket. The rubber really hits the road this next round. And then another round a little bit later on this evening at 7 Central Time. And we get a whole nother day of action tomorrow. Nearly 30 dual meets here on FloWrestling. It has been a blast. It is a wrestling fan's dream. We'll be back, as I said, at about 3 o'clock Central Time. It is the National Duels Invitational, sponsored by Paycom, here on FloWrestling.